How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is the post-episode 18 live stream. How is everybody doing tonight? Hope everyone has had a fantastic day. It has been so much fun going on over here today. Let me give a couple of shout outs to the people I see in the chat. I saw the Forge TCG. Forge, great to see ya. Hope everything's going good with you, brother. Crimea River and Dust Bunny, thank you both for joining me again. Hope things are going great with you all. Let's see, just making sure that everything's looking good on my end. Oh, everybody's doing great. We just put the little one down and doing fantastic. Let's see. So, let's go ahead and cover everything that went on in episode 18 just real fast. And one of the things that you can see right before you, we've got pigs. Check them out. Oh, I love it. Love having the pigs on the farm. It's been a long time coming. Get to see them smiling faces go running around the pig pen here. Just such a great time. What else did we do? We installed the refinery, and that is basically what we're going to be working on today. I need to get that refinery up and running, which means I've got to do some contracts. I have almost no product to be able to power it with. So I'm going to head up to a couple of contracts I already accepted and have staged all around the farm here. So we'll start with this one. Oops. Hey, helps if I unfold it. There we go. So how's everybody's day been going so far? And also, while I'm thinking of it, I want to give a huge shout out to my very first BDD farmhand. Thank you so much, Crimea River. Sorry, I'm getting messages here. BDD farmhand, Crimea River, thank you so much. Thank you so much for signing up to be a farmhand. This is so awesome. Was so happy to see that when I first saw that yesterday. Be honest with you, got a little bit choked up. It was pretty awesome. So let's give everybody give Crimea River a big round of applause, a shout out. This is just hopefully the first of many, because I would love to be able to do so much with this channel, be able to bring so much more to it, and you know, hopefully this is kind of the first. And let's see, Dust Bunny, your day was good, did some weed whacking, mowed the yard. Nice. It's always good to get some yard work accomplished, especially when it's something tangible like that. You're able to like see the final result. There we go. So oh man, it has been a long day. It was a good day, but it was just a lot of stuff going on. Very busy at work. Just so glad I was able to, you know, just get everything under control, and just glad to be here. I tell you what, this is I'm really excited to continue to build up the farm and do everything that I have kind of planned in the background there. I don't want to get too specific, you know, because want to continue to explore the episodes. But there's just so much that that can be done still. And what I'm doing here is I think I've got 3 canola contracts, and canola is one of the products that can be put into the fuel refinery and can produce the diesel, the pig feed, all that stuff. So it's going to help feed the pigs. It's going to help power the grain mill, because the fact that the refinery does have a actual like wind generator to where it'll just produce power on its own, that's nice, but it doesn't produce enough to power that specific production point. So the grain mill will always like run ahead of it, kind of thing. So it's just one of those that as the product becomes available, I'm going to try and just harvest it, get it up off the ground, and then go ahead and throw it into the refinery just to get as much producing out of that as possible. And with the upcoming sugar beet harvest, I'm really looking forward to that, because that's going to be, in October, I think, is when the sugar beet comes due. Once that happens, then we'll be able to have like 100% product. We're not going to have the kind of 10% remainder. See, I feel like the chat froze for some reason. No, maybe not. Maybe it's just me. Let's see, so gonna finish doing the kind of second lap around here, and what like I said, I'm just basically gonna be hanging out, doing the kind of contracts here in the background, and oh, okay, well, thank you for putting that in there, because one thing I noticed, well, I actually had to do a few things a little bit differently on this particular stream, because I realized that the recording software that I was using previously for some reason wasn't saving the live chats. I didn't realize, and this is my fault, I've never done this before other than the 2 I've done previously. I didn't realize that you had to actually run the software natively on your desktop, and then have that third-party software actually speak to YouTube, kind of as like a third-party bridge, kind of. So I learned that. I learned a thing. That was awesome. And what I also learned is, when I was trying to start this stream, that for every stream it's going to have a unique identifier that I have to put in. So I'm learning as I go, and thankfully it's all worked out in the end, because I had hopped on about, I don't know, maybe about 25 minutes before, just to make sure that everything was going to go smoothly, got everything all set up, and it all started to unravel, but thankfully wasn't too far out of my control. I mean, honestly, it was a bit complicated for me too. I just had kind of a tenuous understanding of what needed to happen, and thankfully the Forge TCG, who's also in the chat, I know him in real life. He's a real great guy, and he ended up showing me so much stuff prior to me actually participating in the live stream. So again, Forge, thank you so much if you're still out there. It's wouldn't be doing this without him and his encouragement, for sure. So just again wanted to thank him and make sure that it definitely is appreciated. But So what was that? Oh, so that's it. Yeah. So I was, getting this all set up, and because of the kind of disconnect there is between the recording software. Now, the recording software itself, you can actually set up to just put the stream directly onto YouTube, which is what I was doing for the first two streams. Dust Bunny and Crimea River, those are the ones you participated in. But, Crimea River, I think it was you that pointed out that you couldn't view back the live stream chat, the live chat. And because of that, it led me to try and figure out, what's going on with that. Thankfully, I was able to kind of hunt it down. So let's see. So just so you know, I'm over here on, we'll let them go by. I'm over here on 64, and this, I'm hoping that with an influx of all this canola, because canola, words are hard. One of these days, I might create a t-shirt and that'll be a saying on it. Just, words are hard. But, there we go. I'm hoping with the influx of canola, it'll give me a good amount of product to be able to, like, really hone in on... Oh, gotta unfold. Hone in on producing enough product at the refinery to try and keep up, even for a little while, with the grain mill, because it still has quite a bit of product left in it, because I was doing all the harvesting previously and putting it into it. So it's got... Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and just take a look. Dude, yeah, here we go. It still has 20,000 liters of wheat and 2,000 liters of barley. So it's just sitting there waiting for me to go. One other thing is, check that out. All the stones that were produced by the modernized flour mill has rendered over 84,000 liters of lime. I mean, hey, Forge, you did make it. I thought I saw you comment prior to it starting up. But, so yeah, the plan is, like I said, just kind of hanging out, playing the game, obviously, but go ahead and just get as much of this canola up as possible. We'll deliver it directly to whatever delivery source is required, but then afterwards, go ahead and take whatever remains to that refinery and get that up and running. And the cool thing about the refinery that I can show here on the live stream is there's a couple of really cool features, because the mod maker for that one, their name is Zuttelzocht, and Zuttelzocht pretty much uses the same kind of template for each and every one of their mods. On the back side of all their mods, there's almost looks like an electrical panel that has a series typically of 4 switches along the back side. Each switch does a unique feature. So one of them will turn on lights, another one will display markers and where to put in and take out product. Another one will make a billboard sign that'll display what the actual mod is. So it's got some really cool features, and depending on how you want to play, it is very versatile, which is one of the first things that I always look in with any kind of mod. Honestly, is just how versatile can that specific mod be. Whoops. Let's see. Thank you, Mr. Forge, TCG, for showing Mr. BDD Gaming the ropes and encourage him to live stream. Well, hey, Forge, I appreciate it, brother. I really do. Let's see, just... Hey, you know what? I tell you what, whatever knowledge you have is infinitely more than I have right now. But hopefully I'll be able to catch up to you before too long and, be able to really get this rocking. So let's see, let's put this down. And now we've got this one. Now this one's actually pretty decent sized field. This one, 41. Oh, love that animation there. I think the blower animation from the harvesters as well as the hay animation. So when you're making grass and turning to hay, those are probably my two favorite animations that are possible to be put out there. So yeah, once I get all the tractors kind of up and harvesters up and running, and the workers are off doing their thing, we can start kind of running around, getting kind of a look at how everything's all laid out. So Forge, my favorite tractor. You know, are we talking real life, or are we talking like just to use in the game? Because that would produce two radically different answers. You know, I'll tell you what, I'll give you both. My favorite tractor in real life, would probably be the Case Steiger, the tracked version. I don't know what it is about that, but it is... One, it's the tracks. It just looks like it's purpose-built, tough, and meant to last. Here, while we're on a straight line, this is the one I'm talking about. Oh, right there. So in real life, like that, and it's a behemoth. It is huge. It's got almost 700 horsepower. It's a monster. But in the game, honestly, I tend to lean towards older style equipment. Typically twofold. The reason I will go for older style equipment is it tends to be cheaper and a lot more friendly on the wallet. So once I get past this turn here, I can actually open that up. Okay, so that one, like there's these older versions of the Case Steiger. I forget which modder produced that one, but these are, I think they're from the 90s, maybe even late 80s. And you can tell just by the big boxy exterior. Like you see how it's all boxed in the front and really rigid and boxed in the back, compared to the kind of newer one, how it's all rounded and a little bit sleeker. Oh, hey. I'm running off. No. See, these are the kind of things that happens when I get distracted and you know, running the mouth more than paying attention. Disaster ensues. It is those wiggle bottoms, yes. I don't know, like... So in the game, the wiggle bottom tractors, as they have hence been known, are such a pain. They're fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, but they can be such a pain because, at least for me, they always want to. Well, I always want to focus on the rear of the tractor. So as I'm focusing kind of on the rear, I'm not paying attention exactly where the front's lined up, and it's obvious, you know, where the front is where the tractor's going. But because I tend to almost always play in third person, like I am here, I always tend to focus on the rear and not focus where it's going. So it always slithers around and does that kind of serpentine S, because I'm sitting there trying to correct it, but I'm still staring at the rear of the tractor, so it's just getting so wild and out of control. It just reminds me of like a dog just wagging their tail, you know, just kind of... Oh, goodness. All right, so let's take one final... Wait, what? Wow. Okay. That actually finished? Just a little... Okay, just a little patch up front. I completely missed the message. Well, that's nice. Yo, Forge, thank you so much, brother. Holy cow. Well, we officially have our second member into the BDD farm hands. Forge, thank you so much. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Dust Bunny, do you mean that the tractors, as they're moving along, look broken? Because they're wiggling so much? Now, this field here, field number 54, this one is rather interesting because it's tucked away in this kind of valley through the woods. So normally what I would end up doing is I would go ahead and just take a worker and just hire them and let them kind of run off. But because it's such a very nice drive, I'm going to go ahead and just do it myself. And actually, I need to figure out where this one's going. Field 54. Up here is going... Oh, the cereals. Every time I want to try and pronounce this, but I have never learned French. I took a little bit of Spanish in high school and can't remember any of it, unfortunately. But yeah, French was not anything I was familiar with, so I have no idea how to pronounce that. And every time I do, I feel like I just butcher it. Yeah, so what's funny is that I have a buddy who watched me play this game. Oh, no, I don't need to go this way. Who watched me play this way back when, and they were asking me what the story was with the tractor I was using. It was one of the Wiggle Bottoms, as we have so aptly named. And they were asking me all about this, like, why does it do that? And it's like, because of... And I explained to them, you know, at least my vague understanding of it, and they're like, well, that seems silly. And it's like, well, I mean, I don't know enough about it as to refute that claim. So it's like, I'm sure there's a reason besides, you know, it's silly, but I mean, my best guess is because of all the weight and the tools and implements that it uses. It needs to have a far sturdier turning mechanism than just what the front axle of a normal tractor can do. That's gonna be my best guess. And we are out of the woods. Let's see, that little Volvo BM tractor. Oh dear, I'm reading the messages and not paying attention where I'm going. That little Volvo BM tractor, is that the one? Yes, this is the one from the Silver Run expansion. So actually, it's funny. One thing that I did hear recently is a potential mod conflict with some trailers. And the reason I mention that is because the way that the contract system works, at least as far as I understand it, is that it should only ever produce base game equipment. If you have any time where you find a contract that is trying to loan you equipment that is not base game, then that is a potential conflict and a potential problem. I believe it was Mr. Seeley P who had a issue with one of his Let's Plays. I think it was the Carpathian Countryside, and it almost completely tanked the entire series for him. And it turns out that it was one of the trailers that ended up appearing, I think it was the Adoranti trailer, ended up appearing in one of his contracts, and he didn't pay any attention to it at the time when it first happened. But after he accepted the contract, and I believe it was a potato or sugar beet, it was one of the big contracts that takes, you know, hours and hours and hours of work. And then once that actually happened, he ended up saving it, leaving the game, and then coming back to it. And what was happening is that the loading screen was getting up to like 80-90% and then hanging every single time. So he was so panicked as to what he could or could not do with the rest of that series. He was almost to the point where he was just going to cancel the rest of the series. But thankfully somebody in his community had the same exact issue, and they went through mod by mod by mod, and started deleting everything that they could, and finally got to that Adoranti trailer, turned that off, and boom, it worked. It went through. I think it killed the contract, because now all of a sudden you don't have a trailer to support the rest of the contract, but at least, you know, they were able to get back in and everything worked and was fine. Oui, oui is my extended French. Yes, yes. Oui, oui, and la or so, you know, some kind of grunting noise. That is about all I know. Let's see. So we've got 6,159 liters of canola. That means if we can keep 10%, that means 615, about 616 liters is what is going to be ours. So let's go ahead and try and get as close to that as possible. Oh. Oh. There. Gave a little bit away, but it is what it is. But now we're just down the street from the refinery, so I can do two things. I'll take this product over there and go ahead and show you exactly what I was talking about with the electrical box for the Zuddleslock mod. So we're going to head over there just real quick. So let's see. Let's see, right now we have between 5 and 6 people is what I'm seeing kind of bouncing in and out of the numbers. So hope everyone's having a fantastic day, fantastic time so far. Tell me, anybody do anything fun or interesting today? I know Dust Bunny, you said that you did the yard work. Anybody else do anything? Let's see. Yes, Zuddleslock does a great job. The only kind of quote-unquote complaint, and it's, you know, a personal complaint here lately, and I think Mr. Seeley P kind of pointed it out as well, was the fact that a lot of the mods that have been made here as of late kind of build off of each other. The problem is that the mods are producing products that aren't really conducive for the amounts that are being requested to go into it. So what I mean by that is, you will put in a product into, let's say, this mod here, and the product that you're getting out, you're not making the amount of money necessary to really kind of make it worth it. Let's see, so it's about right here. I need to get my screen back up. And right there. Tip side back. Left. There we go. So go ahead and put this in. Perfect. Oops. Okay. So now we got some canola. Let's start making this. So as you can see the recipe, 1,000 canola equals 100 diesel, 1 liter of methane, and 500 compost and 100 pig food. This is such a powerful recipe, and the reason that is because you're taking a very cheap product like canola. All these, with the exception of soybeans, are relatively cheap product, but you're producing diesel and pig food. Two of those, or both of those, are extremely valuable. And if we look, so I can show you value for diesel, but I can't show you pig food because I don't think it shows up on the list. But you can see the buying price for diesel is $2,000. If you have a particular sell point that'll take diesel, I think the gas stations take diesel. That's I don't think I ever noticed that before. But anyways, you can take the canola, which is what, like typically it's like $600, or I'm sorry, $900. It peaks at $1,200, so it's about the same for diesel. But pig food typically goes around $2,000 per 1,000 liters. So that means that you can make a really healthy profit. And I didn't turn that on like I was supposed to. There we go. And check it out. We're making compost, pig feed, diesel. And what I can do is turn on the methane, and it's not going to produce next to anything, but might as well turn it on. And I will go ahead and just move this out of the way. I don't want to complete the contract because I think I took all the equipment to the right place, but what I don't want to have happen is complete the contract and then realize, oops, I took the wrong piece of equipment to the wrong location. So this is the electrical panel I was talking about. So here you can turn on lights. Next to it, show warning strips, which if we go back out to the front, these are the warning strips. Let's see, show trigger markers. So again, you can put in your methane and your electricity. You've got your diesel fuel right there, your in for your products, and then you've got a couple of outs for products here. So one of these is for the compost and one of these is for the pig food. And then last one is here, the information panel. Let me out. Fuel refinery. Energy from grain, sun, and wind. Very cool. So I tend to just leave everything off with the exception of the lights. Alright, so let's start unloading some more because, yep, that one's all full. Another great modder is MacTrucker921, and of course the infamous Omatana. Yes, 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 yes to both of those. Those are huge names in the modding scene. MacTrucker921 actually produces probably one of my favorite trailers. It's so universal in its applications. It's this one over here. Actually, he produces a couple of them. I think this is one of them. This is kind of the mini version of it. But this, actually, no, it is this one that is the one I really like. So this one is just the jack of all trades. So you got the flatbed, the auto-loading bales. So this is for your straw bales, hay bales, just whatever kind of bales that you want to just be able to auto-load. You've got the tipper back here. You've got the extensions, you got log forks, the liquids, so you can take around, pretty much any liquids can go in here. But then you've got the slurry spreader here on the back, so you can just, fertilize your fields. You got this spreader system here, so you can actually do like the solid fertilizer, and that's a huge 41,000 liter capacity for that. A livestock trailer. And all of this, I think you can purchase almost every one of these individual components for, I think, less than $100,000. So for less than $100,000, you've got, half a dozen different combinations of trailers. But then you also look at this. You got unrealistic capacities. 150,000 liquids, 150,000 for your slurry spreader, your tipper back, 200,000 for your extension. You got the spreader there. and you're all back again. So very, very nice. And Omatana, oh yeah, almost everything that Omatana touches is just solid gold. And I'm in the way, aren't I? Yes, I am. Just keep on rattling off. There we go. And then let's turn that off. Hey, Crimea River, you're playing on the Valley of the Old Farm. What are you thinking of it so far? You really enjoying it? Let's see, Dust Bunny. Whoops. Can you set the refinery to distribute the diesel, methane, electricity to monitor? Yes, so you can absolutely do that. So what I'm going to do with this in particular is I'm going to convert everything to electricity. And the reason I'm going to do that, as you can see, for 100 liters of diesel and the methane, you can then get another bonus of 25 electricity, which then goes over to the grain mill. So that's pretty much why I'm going to do that, is I'm basically taking what I'm getting from this recipe and then adding an extra 25 per whatever liter I get for the methane. I can do the same thing for diesel and almost double and a half the results there. So for every 10 liters of diesel, which each recipe or each cycle of the recipe gives you 100, I would get 25. And what am I at right now? So 48 liters. So let's go ahead and kick that on. And let's get out of the harvester's way so he doesn't want to run me over. There we go. Let's see. Oh, and that reminds me, I have to, coming back to the farm, jump. So I need to, yeah, okay, so I need to get the nitrogen and the pH up on both of these. I can turn that back on. Yeah, both of these I need to do that. So that's going to be later on. Let's see. So that's running. And that's running. Okay. I use the 53 one. He has same configuration. Yeah, so it has almost all the same configurations as the smaller one I just showed, but it does miss out on a few items, like the livestock trailer, I think, is one that the big one misses out on, and the I think the fertilizer spreader, I think that's another one that gets missed out on. I'm not 100% on that one though. Yeah, this is a really great map. Black Sheep Modding did an amazing job on this one. I mean, just looking around, you've got so much to kind of break up the sight lines and to kind of distract the eye. And that's one of the key things that I look for when wanting to play on a map is I'm not a terribly huge fan of those flat maps. You typically see them on American style maps, to where it's giant fields and nothing out there besides the fields themselves. So unless you got like a field of corn, there's nothing to break up the eye, and all you see is in the distance maybe a large grain facility or something like that. It's just not my cup of tea. I think Elm Creek did a good job, the one from Giants, did a good job on being able to add a lot of trees and foliage to really kind of break up that sight line, but it was still, for the most part, too flat for my liking. I mean, it did have some undulations, especially when you went up to the north, but that whole kind of northern side of the map was pretty unusable because of the mountain range and all that. So yeah, that's typically what I look for when it comes to a map. Yes, it is showing that I'm already out of canola. I should turn that off. Yeah, so this one, the fuel refinery just churns through products super, super fast. I mean, I didn't have a ton in there. I think it was only 400 some liters, but I mean, you can see that it's going through 1,000 canola per cycle at 600 cycles per month. And I've got this set onto 1 day months. So it's one of those, it's just, boom, 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 just eating through the product. But that's why I did 3 contracts, all canolas, to try and make sure that I can at least get some amount of product to the grain mill at the end of it. Let's see. That's funny. Yeah, yeah. It's I don't know. It's I understand that there's a lot of areas in like the U.S., especially like the Midwest and out towards the western portion of the country, where it is incredibly flat, and it makes complete sense that there would be maps out there that would represent that. But it's just one of those that it. I think it highlights the flatter the map. It highlights the kind of limitation of the game and the hardware that's running it. And what I mean by that is you see a lot of the detail loss, the further out. So you can see what I'm talking about, here. If you look off in the distance straight ahead of where I have got this camera, you can see that kind of, resolution loss, and you can actually see the circle that kind of encompasses the higher resolution area. And I think that kind of sticks out far more on a map where, one, it's big, and two, it's flat. To where here, if you got the undulations, you got things that kind of block off that for the most part, and it makes it a lot nicer to be able to play without that kind of immersion loss. Let's see. So let's check out this one. Okay, that one's doing good. But this other one, yeah, so this trailer is almost full. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and top this off, and then I'll start running this over. So this is field 64. I need to take this to where I don't know. So field 64. Oop, no, wrong way. There we go. Okay, so this is going in the grain elevator. So this is the one up in the northwest over by the biogas plant. So let's go ahead and pull up to this. All right, we'll let them go ahead and finish off, and I'm going to run this over. So let's see. So like I was mentioning before, here in a couple of months in game, I'm planning on doing the sugar beet harvest, but I'm going to try something I haven't tried before. And I've got to do a little bit of testing in the background to make sure that this isn't going to be a massive failure on my part, because it's going to be expensive. If I can get it to all work out, it's going to be expensive, and it's going to be kind of proprietary, but I think in the end it'll be kind of cool. And I've never actually used this equipment before. That's why I'm kind of, humming and hawing and being a little bit cryptic. Is, I'm not even, one, I'm not sure it's going to work, but two, it's one of those that, because of how expensive it's going to be, I want to make sure that it's not going to, end up crippling the farm. So let's see, if I remember how to get there right, I got to go up through town. Yeah, okay, so pass by the farm here, go up through town, and be able to go from there. You know what? That is true. I can lease it. Um, you know what? I might end up doing that to just lease it and roll the dice, and that would be a far less devastating of a loss if it doesn't work. Ooh, 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 ooh. Come on. No, don't slow down. Keep pulling. You can do this. The little tractor that could. I think it can. I think it can. I think it can. Come on. There we go. Whew. This little John Deere. It's trying. It's there it goes. Now it's starting to shift. Whew. So one of the Let's Plays, I think it was actually my first Let's Play series, was on a map called Lands of La Mancha. And if you've never played on it, I played it way back when, before it was like modernized and completely up to date as it is now. And the starting farm was bare bones basic. There was nothing around, but the map is absolutely stunning gorgeous. Probably one of the most stunning maps that I can think off the top of my head. Lots of undulations. I think, if I remember right, it takes place, or it's supposed to be representation of Spain. So a lot of hilly terrain, a lot of nooks and crannies to come in and out of, and it's kind of got that unique architecture that's just kind of placed all around the map. Well, there was a particular set of fields that was down this mountainside. Oh, down this mountainside. Whew. And as you would go down, it would be this first large hill, and then a secondary hill beyond it. And what would happen is you would be able to get almost any equipment back there. It wasn't that, I shouldn't say that, because it was pretty narrow, so you were not going to get like a massive tractor, massive trailer, things like that. But because the fields are so incredibly tiny, what would end up happening is it would always give you, the loaned equipment was incredibly small, so it would give you small tractors, small-ish trailers. But the problem is that the moment that the trailers were loaded up, you couldn't get back up the hill. Like, you could get up the first hill, but the second hill was significantly steeper, like similarly steep to this. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Well, at least we're pulling. But what would happen is that it would sit there, and the tires would eventually just start spinning out from under you. And I mean, to me, that just is mind blowing, that you would enter a scenario where you have a massive set of equipment, like any tractor. I mean, they're all large in comparison to a person, but that any tractor would be able to go out and like just lose grip. Even four-wheel drive tractors would just not be able to contend with the amount of steepness that this particular hill had. So it was a couple of times where I'd have to figure out very unique ways to be able to get up and down those hills, and oftentimes it required me to kind of go off-road and find some less steep avenues. Alright, I'll pull in here. Now I'm going to pay attention to the delivery and make sure I don't over deliver, because I don't know how much is at the actual field there in the harvester. Okay. Oh, whew. Sorry, I just had a little sinking feeling. So what had happened there, the only reason I'm only got 58% is because these two contracts are combined together. So it's expecting, however much yield each contract is going to do, and it just so happened to do the larger contract first. Whew, that made me panic for a second there. I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to either cancel the contract and take a huge hit. Everyone get out push. Yes. Yes, you know, that's exactly what needs to happen is just go out there and push, cuz oof. All right, so now we need to go ahead and get this back to the field, unload the rest of it, and then we can actually go out to actually no, I think I'll just deliver this and go to the other field and start making runs from there. Dust Bunny Wish Giants would fix that. Oh, missing my turn. Wish Giants would fix that with contracts. It should only be one contract at a time, regardless of how many. Yes, absolutely. I cannot tell you the number of times that I have had like a little panic attack, just like I did right there, where you get that sinking feeling. It's like, I just delivered that whole trailer load and I only have 64%. Why? And then you realize, oh, it's because you got multiple contracts going to the same location. Jody, hey, how's it going? Glad you were able to join us. How are things going for you today? Oh, things are going fantastic. I'm just so glad that I can be here today and just hang out with everybody. Hope everybody's still having a fantastic time, a great day. I'm just in a really good mood right now. And I'll be honest with you, it's this game, it's one of the most engaging games that I think I've ever played, and relaxing at the same time. So there's so many different things that you have to think about when playing this game. What's the next step? What's the next procedure? Tend to whatever fields that you have to products on. Like I did earlier, I had to remember that, hey, I just cut the grass and alfalfa. Now I have to go and refertilize, relime, and do all that. Well, there's so much that you have to think about. But me personally, it's almost like I don't care. And it's because of just how relaxing the work can be. Going back and forth onto the fields, and just, at the end of the day, you're just probably not as stressed as a real farmer could be, or probably is, because I'm sure every single farmer out there is stressed beyond belief. I know I mentioned this a few times, but I've watched like that Clarkston's Farm. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. I know I've mentioned it a few times, but such a great series. But one of the things that they constantly talk about, and I'm sure it's a very constant worry over in the UK, is rain. They have to wait until the crops are at a certain percentage of hydration, so they have to be, I believe it's below 15% water content before you can actually start to harvest. Otherwise they can gum up all the machines and all the equipment, and it doesn't produce as well. So it's one of those that there's so much to worry about. But in this game, the only thing that you have to worry about, you can't harvest in the rain without getting a yield deficiency. So that's how they're kind of representing that worry and kind of creating some urgency because you do have, things like withering and stuff like that. So if it's raining all day and whatnot, and you go beyond the harvest time, then the product does wither. I don't think I've personally ever been in a situation where I've had a crop lost because of withering, you know, but I mean, it is a possibility. Jody, I'm really glad that you're having a good day. Um, let's see, catch up with some of these. Some of my top maps. Well, this one obviously. Really, really love this map. I just mentioned the Lands of La Mancha. Some of those maps that are kind of more off the beaten path that I really enjoy. One of them is called Adelshoven. That map, I like it because if you're looking for a map where you can do just about everything right off the bat, with the exception of sugarcane, that's the map to look at. You can do grapes, you can do olives, you can do um, wood chipping, and specifically from poplars. It's got pretty much every single product type that's available in game to be able to be used. So yeah, that one's definitely up there for me. And similarly to this, and similarly to Lands of La Mancha, it's very, very hilly. It's got tons of different terrain levels, very nice sight lines. And actually, in the north, well, pretty much the whole northern portion of the map, it's very mountainous, and very tricky to kind of get back into because of how narrow some of the roads can be. Um, so yeah, that one's definitely one of my favorites. Let's see. Actually, another Black Sheep modding map that I really enjoy is the oh goodness, yeah, I'm losing it off the top of my head. The Old Stream Farm. That one's really nice. A very small map too. And again, similarly to the flat maps, I tend to shy away from small maps. Um, Actually, with the exception of here lately, I've seen a few very small maps that have actually been really stunning. And what I've been finding is that with those smaller maps, you can actually pack in a lot more detail into the map without compromising for file size and slots and things like that. Like, especially for us console players, slots is, well, uh, far more concerning for like FS19 because we had the previous gen consoles. Those were like the big ones, and it was only like 2,000 slots. And if you had a map that had 1,500, slots taken up, you didn't have a lot of room to grow at that point. But now with the next gen consoles, you've got up to 4,400, and it to me seems like they have done a lot with the slot counts in FS22 to really kind of bring things down, and make it to where you still have that kind of room to grow. Now, there are some maps out there where slots are way out of control. I think Carpathian Countryside may have been one of those where not only is the file size like 6, 7, 800 megs large, but it also has a slot count, I think, of 18 to 2,000 right off the bat. So for previous gen console players, that's kind of an issue, and really not a map that's would be conducive for them to play on, which is sad because it is a very nice map, Carpathian Countryside. Let's see, let me catch up to some of these. Oh, oh, oh. Well, Jody, I really appreciate you checking out the map tours, and I hope that I can, uh, keep them going, and keep bringing as much information as I possibly can with those map tours. Um, Here we go again. How is it that we're slowing down to 4 miles an hour when it's only a quarter full? I understood 3 miles an hour with, it being 100% full. Come on, tractor. Now you're just being lazy. Anyways, what was... Oh, the map tours. Um, yeah, no, I'm really glad that I can bring out as much information as I can on them, and that people are finding value in them, that they're helping people out and whatnot. And actually, funny story, if you haven't seen the most recent map update, I think it wasn't Woznice, or it was what was the one? I just did it yesterday. Why can't I remember it? I'm gonna look it up just real fast because that's just gonna drive me insane. East Groningen. Groningen. Yes, that's the map. East Groningen. In the original tour, I cannot for the life of me remember the sheep pen being where it ended up being. So they actually installed it in the periphery of the map. So the kind of large chunk area that you can purchase, and you can purchase it for, I think it's like 1 point something million dollars. It's a ridiculous amount to be able to purchase, that much property. But then on top of it, it's, probably, I think I made the joke in the update, the most expensive sheep pasture you'll ever purchase. But that being said, it is probably one of the most unique pastures I think I've ever seen as well. For those that haven't seen it, imagine the roadway traveling north and south on the map. Going east and west, there's the gate that leads into the sheep pasture, and it's a very small entrance and a very small kind of platform, and the roadway is right next to the entrance is right next to a bridge, and running along that bridge is a giant canal that has been kind of built up to... Somebody explained it to me, was nice enough to explain it to me, actually from the area where this map is supposed to be depicted of, and I think it was Scandinavia. I could be wrong, but it's essentially to help take away like floodwaters from the higher elevations, and it's like man-made kind of river systems, which I thought was really cool, and just pointed that out. Well, the sheep then run along the river that's right there, and in a very narrow pasture. It's maybe about, I don't know, 20 feet wide, but it's, very, very long kind of a pasture. And it goes on for, what feels like forever on foot, because I ended up walking it in the update. But yeah, it was certainly one of the most unique sheep pastures that I've ever seen. But at the same time, it was one of those, like, I would never purchase this. I would, like, if I was playing on that map, I would never be able to justify in my head spending over $1 million to purchase sheep. I would just spend, however much money it would be just to buy the pasture and put it on a piece of property somewhere. But I mean, that would be kind of a cool goal for anybody who was to play on that map. It just kind of set it as like kind of an end goal to be able to, I'm going to buy the sheep pasture, I'm going to put them in, and then I'm going to make sure that they're fully, and that could be like one of those like way down the line kind of things. And that's the other reason why it's also not my cup of tea as well, is, yeah, there's tons of mods required for it. When I was installing the two maps that had the updates yesterday, it was just the entire screen was just loaded with mods that were required with the downloads. I still actually have to go through and clean up my installed mods to get rid of the ones that it installed. But I mean, for the most part, it is a very interesting looking map, and for what I understand, whoa, a lot of weight on the tail end of this tractor, and I turned too sharp. But from what I understood from the individual I was talking to, they said that it's actually a very good representation of the area that they're from. So I was actually pretty impressed, because the furthest I've been outside of the country is to Canada. Growing up in Michigan, I used to jump over the bridge every once in a while and take a weekend trip to Canada and hang out there when I was growing up. But well, actually that's not true. My wife and I have gone on a couple of cruises where we've gone like to various places in the Caribbean and whatnot. So that technically counts. But yeah, I'm certainly not well traveled. Unfortunately, to the dismay of my wife, she would absolutely love for us to be able to. Oh dear, oh dear, no, come on, dig in. Oh dear, you can see those front wheels are just spinning. They're doing almost nothing. But that back set is, I think that's carrying all the load. Keep climbing. Come, no, don't do this. No, this is exactly what I was talking about. No, what are you doing? All right, well, we've got to find a different route. Oh dear, oh no, oh dear. We got a problem here. Oh, why am I so close? Oh, it's because I'm right next to the map edge. Oh, come on. Keep pulling. Oh. Come on, bob and weave. Stick and move. Work the jab. Oh, come on. Keep pulling. Hey, who knew? Serpentine without the wiggle bottom. But it actually looks like it's working. Am I just imagining this? Oh dear, car coming. Ah! Don't do this. I think I can. Well, it's definitely working. I don't know why it's working, but it's definitely working. There we go. The sound effects are great. There we go. All right, we got it. Whew. All right, we can we can breathe again. Thank you, Dust Bunny. Oh, that. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about, though, with this being one of the most relaxing games, but having to engage your brain so incredibly much. As soon as that happened, I'm sitting there thinking, how am I going to have to overcome this? I didn't realize that, jiggling around was going to be the key, but it worked. And 40% done of the next contract. All right. Whew. Let's see, the forge, what'd you have to say? I may or may not have got a deuce and a half stuck on a hill, and the zigzag saved us. No kidding. Holy smokes, that would be intense. Getting a big old truck like that stuck. Well, I mean, was it just losing traction, or was it like similar like what just happened there, or like did it get? Well, I'd imagine that's the case because it wouldn't make sense to get hung up. All right, so let's head back and take care of that final contract. How's that looking so far? Oh, you know what? That's something I haven't looked at in a while, is some of the used equipment. I actually already have that. Huh. So, that's not what I meant to look at. It's... Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, wait. Oh. Alright, so it's one of those that I need to stop driving distracted. I'm very bad at it. This is why I don't text and drive. Not only is it dangerous, but I'm bad at multitasking. My wife will tell you that I cannot do two things at once. I'm lucky that I can breathe and talk at the same time. Give me a single purpose, a single task. I will get it done happily and with a smile. But you start telling me do this, do that, do a million other things, then I struggle. Which this probably isn't the best game to be doing that. Let's see, so the... Yeah, field is all the way over here. So, forge, what you... Yeah, man, something about the... Whoops. My mouse is in the way. Something about the tread being able to stick easier, gaining traction, to keep climbing, towing an MRAP. Oh man, that's intense. I mean, it makes sense because now that I'm kind of thinking about it, with kind of wiggling the tires, you're essentially going to shift the weight around from tire to tire, kind of thing. Even at low speeds, you're going to get a slight lean. So that I wonder if that's, part of it, is that kind of shift in weight and shift in, which tread is touching at any given point. Hey, we got back here just in time. That's nice. Let's see, so this should get us what? Whoops. So I think what I'm going to do is, after this unloads, I'm going to go ahead and pull off to the side, and I'm going to start working on the fields there at the farm. I've actually got to bring some lime down to the farm. I might go ahead and grab my truck and trailer. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go grab some lime, so that way it's there at the farm. Grab the rear back too, or the rear trailer. Oh, you know what? So, something I wanted to point out. Two things. First, well, it's pretty much the same thing, but this particular mod, this beehive system here, holy smokes, this thing is amazing. It produces so much honey and is really cheap, like really, really cheap. So it's under bees. So you can see the base game beehive, the 33 Langroth hives, is almost 20 grand, $19,000. We go over here, 132. 132, almost 100 more hives, and it's only 25 grand. But when we cut back through the farm, I will show you the result of that specific beehive. It's incredible. Let's grab the trailer though real quick, and I'll cut back through the field, or through the farm. So grab... Oof, I got some dirty equipment. I gotta give it a bath. Alright. So if you've been following the channel for a while and you've been watching this series, you'll know that tucked away in here is all the honey from that particular beehive. Yeah. This thing produces so much honey that it's almost hard to keep up. Like, I just bought an autoload trailer for the products and stuff, and I'm so glad that I did, because holy smokes, that it produces so much honey that in 1 month I'll have almost the entire bottom half of that that little cubby just full. 2 months in, and you've got pretty much an entire rack, like the entire that specific mod, because I think it holds 32 pallets, is almost completely full. Like, I couldn't imagine having that specific beehive and trying to use like the base game, the one pallet spawn, where only one pallet will spawn, and then after that one pallet's there, it's done, kind of thing. You'd be unloading it like every 20 minutes in real life. I feel I unfortunately don't feel that that's like an overestimation. Oh wow, 52%. Whoa. That's one big hill. Whoa. Speaking of wiggle bottoms. Alright, so heading up here to that lime crusher. Now what's nice about this lime crusher too is, unlike the whoa there, slow and steady wins the race. And of course I parked the tractor in the way. Well, I could have gotten around it, I guess. Alright, so move this over here. Now grab this. I think I showed it earlier, but I mean 80,000 liters, and all this lime was from the grain mill and what the grain mill produced. So the grain mill produced almost 40,000 liters of each product, and this particular it filled up the trailer still. I'm okay with that. But this one is a 1-to-2 ratio for lime. So you put in, you know, for every 1 liter of stones, you're getting 2 liters of lime, which is really nice. You're getting that kind of doubling effect. Alright, take this back to the farm, And 20,000 liters, that should be enough to cover those two, I would imagine. To me, it sounds like famous last words. Let's see, the room you just showed with the honey, does it spawn in there? Or so that one I actually put in. So under animals and bees, I have this mod here, the more honey pallet place options, and it gives you various types of dimensions. So this one will spawn 4 pallets, 8 pallets, because it's 2 layers deep. So it's the same size, just different amount of layers that the pallets will spawn. And what I think I put in there was this one, the 32 pallet. So it's it's this one here. It's just 2 layers deep. But I just opened the doors and just installed it in there. Kind of similar to how I did the McFadden Farm sell point right here. This sell point isn't standard to the map to my left that we're just passing. I ended up just opening the door, loading it into the into that area. I turned off the collisions using the on Xbox. It's Y. I think it's triangle on PlayStation. The close placement kind of over. Whoa there, easy. Close placement feature that Giants added in a while back, and then was able to just get in there just perfect. So I thought that was kind of a cool place, because the one thing I don't necessarily care for about the pallet spawns or the honey spawns is that it tends to just be out in the open somewhere, unless you do like what I did and kind of tuck it away or have some kind of really nice kind of hiding place. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. Whew. We almost had to do another tractor rescue, but I don't know how successful it would have been with all this weight in the truck. Get this man a breathalyzer. Yes. Those curbs, yes, Dust Bunny, those curbs get me every single time. You know what it is? With me, I always try and stick to the right side of the road, and I think it's how I was raised to drive. I tend to, whenever there's traffic coming, I always shift a little bit rightward in the lane, just to, if there's ever an issue where the oncoming cars, veer into my lane, it gives them just that little bit extra. But I always forget that this particular map has those curbs that just, want to, trip you, as was mentioned before. No. I don't drive on the sidewalks, but I'll kind of get closer to, like, so that if there's a white line on the road or whatnot, I'll get closer just to that side. I won't like actually hit a curb or drive over the line or anything like that, but just to give just a little bit of extra space between the median of the road. Let's see, I can put this away. Yes. Hey, KG Wiggums, nice to see you. Good, thank you for joining. Let's see. Oops, sorry. How are you doing today? Drop this. Okay. Let's go ahead and go put this away. Then we're gonna go grab. You know what? We'll grab Little Blue. Why don't we grab Little Blue? Look out, chickens. grab us little blue. There we go. One of our wiggle bottom tractors here. I am doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. There we go. Open this up. Oh. See, that's I'm reading it and hitting things at the same time. Chicken dumplings for dinner. If they don't get out of the way. Yes. Yes, for sure. That actually sounds really good. I actually just made that just like a couple of weeks ago. It turned out great. Oh, that's funny. But I mean, if I run them over with any of these kind of implements there, I don't know how well the dumplings or the chicken would turn out. Ooh, you know what? Oh, I forgot about... Oh, man. I am just slacking something fierce. I completely forgot about that field back there, too. I've got to replant it, redo everything. Holy smokes. Oh, well. Might as well do this while we're here. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of that chicken and dumplings. That was really good. That definitely brought a smile. Oh, I don't know what that was. What just happened? Oh, KG, thank you for subscribing. There we go. So yeah, this is one of those tasks like I was mentioning earlier. Just it's so relaxing that you can just sit there and watch the animation of the lime just kind of shooting out from the back there. It's these kind of tasks that I can just sit there and just lose myself in, just having fun, enjoy. But at the same time, like I was mentioning earlier, that kind of thought process that you have to keep everything in line. And yeah, sometimes it can get a little overwhelming because of just how many different things you have to remember. You know, like I said, I completely forgot that this field was harvested, and I just got so caught up in, you know, everything else that needed to be done for the previous episode that, yeah, just completely slipped my mind. There we go. But I tell you what, though, these are also the contracts that really pay out in the end if you know what you're doing. One trick that I will use when it comes to like fertilizing contracts is if I need to make extra money really quick, and it's kind of cheaty, so it's kind of, you know, I'll call it dealer's choice as to whether or not, you know, it's, you know, good for everybody kind of thing. It's just completely up to the individual. But there's a mod pack of pallets. I don't remember what the pack is called off the top of my head. Let's turn that off real quick. Pallets. Yes, the farm supply pack. Where everything... Whoops. Why did I turn off the tractor? Where every product is like $1,000, but you get like 5,000 liters worth of product for that money. So you can get 5,000 liters of fertilizer for $1,000. Well, what that works out to is you tend to always have product left over uh, in your spreaders. Well, if you borrow all the equipment and you have product left over, what happens is that you get paid that little extra for the product that you still have left over in the tank. Well, if you fill up the tank, you're getting paid for a full tank. Well, if you're using that specific mod, you're paying significantly less for all the product that you purchased and getting paid out for the product that you would have bought at regular store prices. So you're really making out in the end, kind of thing. So, like I said, to each their own. It's one of those that I will use every once in a while. Yeah, I thought that was all done. But every once in a while I'll use that to be able to, kind of pad the account kind of thing. I tend not to do it during Let's Plays, simply because of it's then such a drastic shift in the amount of money that is there, that unless I can actually sit there and try and say, hey, this is all the contracts I've done or things like that, like we discussed in the last episode, the last live stream that we did. I'm doing this specifically so people can see the work that's going into it, so that it's not to be I hate to put it like this, but to be accused of cheating money or porting in things, that kind of thing. So it is something that I have done. But again, do try to avoid it for the purposes of the Let's Plays, so that it's actual effort, actual work going into it. Yes, grass and hay work out very, very well. So the Let's Play series, I've made countless amounts of money doing silage. The amount of grass fields that are on this map are staggering. So you get tons and tons of grass contracts, whether it's silage or whether it's hay. It really doesn't matter. But I've got so much product stored away in my barn over here that the need for getting more product for the farm just isn't necessary. So I've just been whoa, wiggle bottom tractor acting up. Nope, wrong button. Okay, let's zoom in, open cover. No, let's quit rolling. There we go. But yeah, you can see while that's filling up, that's all the product I've got up there. And on the left side, that's all silage. On the right, I've got a mixture of alfalfa, hay, and I think straws right over there too. So yeah, I've got quite a bit of product, so I don't need to keep anything anymore, because I've got more than enough to be able to deal with cows, making TMR and stuff like that. But so I've been just taking all the product that I can get my hands on at the contracts and just selling it on top of getting the contract itself, and it gets you like almost double the contract price, maybe even a little bit more at times, depending on how much you have left over. Yes, it is the tractor's fault. It is not the flesh and blood that's behind it telling it what to do. Yes, 100%. Yes, I do wish that too. Now there are certain well, you said that without mods, yes. So yeah, full sentence stop then. Yes, without mods, yeah, I wish that was the case too. There are a couple of mods that I've been meaning to try out when it comes to the feeding for like cows, and one of them, I don't think I have it installed, but it's basically uh, it's a diesel production mod, but it also produces like excess byproducts for your animals, so you can use your feed mixers. It actually adapts the mixing wagons and stuff to allow these as inputs as kind of a base level, and then as you use them, you can actually change the amount of proportions that you use for your silage or hay, and things like that. But you have to have the facility installed in order to make that product, because it is a byproduct. And then on the back end, you get that byproduct, and then you can take it to the mixing wagon to get it all changed out. Let's see, my version of the Westby has a cow eating at 500. Wow. Yeah, 500 liters a day. That's a pretty good chunk. Let's see. So let's move, because I still have 5,000 liters here. So let's dump this out here. Boop. There we go. Ooh, and now my tractor has a weight on it, so I might be able to get all three in one go. Yes! That's something that I don't think that too many people have seen, because that's before doing the live streams. I would use that tractor to be able to lift all the bags and the boxes and all that stuff, and I would try desperately to make as little trips as possible. And anybody who knows me in real life knows that I always try and go for the least amount of trips. Like if I'm carrying what did I go to? Okay, I just rolled. If I'm carrying groceries, I try and get everything in one trip, because I don't want to have to go back out there, especially in the Florida summers. Nothing worse. Oh, wait. Nope, I can't do that. I've got to plant something first. I can do... Oh, this is going to be tricky. So I can't do that backfield until I plant something. So I need to stay away from that field, because I don't want to over-fertilize it. Okay, so move over to about here. Nope, a little bit more. So close. Alright, there we go. I want to try and keep all the fertilizer in this field as best as possible. Alright, close enough. Let's see. Robbie Spence, hello, how are you doing today? Let's see. Sorry, just trying to catch up. Well, I got to the point where I felt like... Oops, sorry, I got distracted by the screen. Felt like I could harvest 1 year and be able to sit for a year. Yeah. It's definitely one of those where if you get enough product, then yeah, you're certainly able to kind of take a breather kind of thing and focus on other things. And that's essentially what I've been doing. I've just been kind of churning through whatever product I have for the cows and for the sheep, but then just been selling everything outright, and it's been making me a fortune. Oops, and I am veering away. I do have a bit of a buffer over here though, so that's okay. Yeah, just chilling. That's cool. You know, that's pretty much what we're all doing right now, is just hanging out, relaxing, and kind of. Oh dear, almost got into that field. I mean, it's not gonna devastate anything if I get fertilizer in there. It's just gonna show that I'm over fertilized, kind of thing. And I don't think that necessarily produces a yield deficiency. Um, yeah, I'm just not sure about that one. But no, like I was saying, that's pretty much what we're all doing. Is we're just kind of hanging out and you know getting some good laughs in. Talking about chicken and dumplings. I'm sorry, I can't get over that one. That one was too good. Ah, I keep veering away. That's kind of the problem with some of these odd-shaped fields. Is it's if you're not paying 100% attention, which unfortunately doing this you really can't, but it's okay. Um, you're gonna kind of veer off. Let's see. A fortune I do not have, but I've changed their food. You get cracked corn, soybean straw, corn, wet cake, and a few other things. No, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with wet cake. Is that something for like a PC mod or? Just not familiar with that one. Okay, so this is all fertilized. So now, what month are we in? We're in August? Can I plant anything? Ooh, so we could put in canola. See, I'm almost tempted to wait until next month so I can put back in wheat or barley, because at least that I can get a chunk of straw from it. But I do have a good amount of straw there in the barn. Decisions. I am not sure. Let's see, we're at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I still got some time to think about it and kind of think it over. No need to rush it. But now that this is all done and taken care of, or at least as far as it can get, dump this off. Oof. That's a lot of fertilizer. Let's go ahead and unhook the spreader here. Wow, let's get zoomed back in. Park the tractor, and then I'm sure I missed it, but I'm sure that harvesting contract is waiting for us. Actually, I don't see the money moving down. Did it finish? Oh, it might have finished. Okay. Oh dear. Oh dear. Bob and weave. Let's see. I think it was done by Large H Mapping for Leona, PA. I took it from there and created by point for it. And storage bags. It's essentially a byproduct from creating petrol. Oh. Okay. Okay. See, that's got to be a PC mod, right? So I'm on a Xbox playing this, so that's probably why it doesn't sound too familiar to me. Is like I said, that sounds to me like a PC thing. I'm actually not even familiar with the Leona, PA. Let's see. Put that there. Let's see where this gets us. Am I able to put the rest of this into the trailer, or am I going to have to make 2 runs? We might be able to get it. Ah, nice. All right. Now let's take this over. Okay, so it's only 88% done. Okay, so yeah, PC. That makes sense. It's one of those I've considered getting the PC version of the game. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. I did see that right. Look what's hiding in here. Huh. Okay. Well, that's something that's going to have to get picked up. The elusive hiding grass bale. Oh, we're going to have to bust out the little engine that could again. Going in this direction. And really, I don't think if we go in either direction, even if I go through town there, it's going to be that much better. Oh, what is going on? Come on. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. Whoa. I am really interested to see where we're going to be at after this is all said and done, because all the product that's going to be left over is then going to be taken over to the refinery to be able to start making, again, some more diesel, some more methane. And that cycle is just going to keep on going and going and going to be able to produce as much stuff as we can there. Oh, there we go. Alright, so buckle up everybody, because that hill's coming. We'll do the tire wiggle. So we've got the wiggle bottom tractors, we've got the tire wiggle. What other kind of wiggles can we come up with? Wasn't there a dance called the wiggle? I remember there was that kind of meme song from way back. It feels like forever ago now. The wiggle, 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 wiggle. I know that was a thing. I don't necessarily know why it was, but oh, there we go. Come on, come on. Well, it's still pulling. Come on. Come on, you got this. Come on. I think I can. I think I can. So yeah, Forge, like legit, yeah, this works. This legitimately works. And what's funny is the hill on Land of La Mancha, like I was mentioning earlier, that I would get stuck on all the time because I would always get the contracts down in that valley. Even this didn't work. Like I had to take a shortcut through the woods, over some smaller hills, and just kind of zigzag my way up to the top of the hill in order to get to where I wanted to go. And it was such a hassle. You can do it. You can do it. I don't know why, but Rob Schneider just came rocketing into my brain. You can do it! There we go. We made it. We made it. Third and final contract getting ready to be done. Alright, let's keep an eye on that money going up. We want to cut it off as quick as possible. And there it goes. 4,383 liters. Not bad, not bad. Plus the almost, what? It's close to 500, I think, for the first contract that we completed. Yeah, that's almost 5,000 liters of canola at the end of the day for 3 contracts. Not too bad. So now we'll go ahead and just take this down to the refinery. We'll get that fired back up, and then let's see. From there, I'm trying to think what else needs to be done. Honestly, probably be able to do a baling contract or two just to get the money back up. Let's see what kind of... So we do have a silage contract there. Actually got a couple of them. Oh, quite a few actually. Oh, and a big one. Ooh, maybe we'll do that one. Then we'll be able to bust out that real nice baler of ours. That thing is, but it's by far my favorite baler. That can really do the job. Alright, so pull in here. Let me out. Right here. Oh, come on. There it goes. And canola. Alright, yeah, so you can see it's going to churn through that almost 4,500 liters of canola pretty quickly. That's, but... Oh, you know what? That also reminds me. Oh yeah, look at that. We got 7,000 liters of flour, 7,000 liters of chaff. stones are getting shipped over to the stone crusher, the stone lime production. That's it. And pig feed. Nice. How about this one? How's this one looking? 54 liters of pig feed. Oh, decent amount of compost. Oh, you know what? That occurred to me too. I don't have a place I can sell compost at, do I? Oh man, 6 a.m. Oof. Well, I appreciate you stopping in. I hope you have a great night, and hopefully we can catch you again sometime. Oh, there's compost. Yeah, no, I don't have a place to sell compost, so I could sell it from here, but then you take that kind of, what was it, like 40% cut from the sale if you set the production to selling. So that might be something I'll do, is install maybe a sell everything sell point. Let's go ahead and collect these real quick. So 5,900 and 3,000. Okay, well, not bad. And we got all that product up. Now let's go ahead and oof, 26,000 for field 86. Which one is that? Oh, that's that big one just down the street from the farm. Yes, that would be really nice if there was. Well, see, what I would really like, speaking of the compost, so I remember in FS19 there was a mod where it produced compost, but it altered the manure trailers, the manure spreaders, to where you could take the compost and then use it as a stand-in for the fertilizer, for the manure. And that one was really nice. So you would just basically do like a bunker silo style of a product, and you would cover it up just like you would any other bunker silo, and then you would after it was done fermenting, doing its thing, it would be compost, and you would then take the compost, load it into your manure spreaders, and then just be able to use it as an actual product. It wasn't just a sell only thing. Now that's the kind of what I was talking about earlier with Zettelzocht, is a lot of their mods here lately are building off of each other, which is really cool. So it's very possible that let's clean that up real quick. It's very possible that they will do that in the future, kind of thing, is they will have why did that hook up there? There we go. And look at that. We're still pretty heavy on the front end. Holy smokes. That weight is really coming in handy. But no, I think I was starting to talk about it earlier, Zettelzocht mods. And Mr. Sealy P was pointing out in one of his mod reviews that I didn't mean to do that. Well, I guess that is what it is. Let's see if I can actually kind of pick it up and over. But they were talking as if that's the one bad thing about this particular grab, is if you use it to where you actually connect to the big bags, they can get like really kind of twisted and out of control. Come on. Look out, chickens. There we go. Oh, there we go. But actually, I think I have one of them installed. think... Yes, I think this was it. So the composter here helped feed another mod. I think it was the heating plant that Zettelzocht has. The problem that Mr. CLP had, and that I think I have to a lesser extent than he did, at least how it sounded in the video, is that it costs so much for the facilities. I think the heating plant was like 175,000 or 125,000. It was some really high number, and the amount of product that you were getting out just wasn't conducive to yeah, here it is. Okay, 237,000. So the amount of money that you're spending for the facility isn't really giving you a good return on the investment because of the products that are being produced and the amount of money that you need to spend in order to that you need to spend in order to get the product from one facility to another. So the total cost of all facilities plus the product that you're getting out, which was severely lower than what you're putting into it, just didn't make a lot of sense to him. And like I said, to a lesser extent, I agree. But it's more or less for a lot of these productions, yeah, the ultimate goal is to make money, but it's also to kind of try something new, which I think he also pointed that out too. So let's see. So field 86, that's going to be silage. Yes, I'm definitely taking that one on. That's going to be a big contract. Was that at the biogas plant? Oh no. Oh no. Hold on. We gotta go check something before I accept more for the biogas plant. I have done several contracts for the biogas plant. It might be full. I might not be able to load anything into it. Oh no, okay. Okay, it might not be full. It might have churned through a lot of the whoa, let me go. Yeah, it might have churned through some of the product. So let's add 92. Where is that at? 92. Well, that's on the east side of the farm. And then 90, where are you? 90. Why am I not seeing 90? Oh, there it is. Okay, it's up just south of the river. Right there going into town. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do 92 and 90. Let's accept and accept. Alright. Now because these are silage, I don't need the conditioner. So let's drop. Nope. There we go. So what I think I'll do is take my mower here. I'll start at 90 and then work my way down to, what is it, 86 and then out to 92. It'll kind of put me just east of the farm and should be kind of a good like sweep around. Every time I leave the farm, I really love that kind of view of the tree line right there. Just, there's so many beautiful areas on this map that just really help catch the eye. It's going to be one of those that as the Let's Play progresses, like I've started thinking about this of what happens, up to this point, but then what happens beyond to start, getting us to the point where we can start wrapping up the Let's Play and all that stuff. And
then we move on to another map, and I got to thinking about it, and I actually got a little bit sad because this map has just been, it's been such a cool area to be on. You know, and I didn't think that I would fall in love with it as much as I did. Like, I enjoyed it right from the very beginning, but I can certainly say that this is definitely one of my top maps. Um, yeah, it's certainly up there because, just it's got so much going for it. You know, one of the subtle details about this map that I think I made mention of uh, in my map tour when I was rendering my opinion is the periphery around the edge of the map, that kind of artwork that's on the outside edge of the map. Um, I don't think there's another map out there that has that same kind of border on it. So you kind of like drive around and you look and you see like all the like custom looking stuff. It's really really nice, and it makes it feel like you're actually somewhere. One thing that when I do a map tour and I at the very end tend to render my opinion um, as to what I feel about the map, one thing that I look at is that kind of peripheral border. So there's been several maps where the layout of the map itself is awesome, and I get to like the map edge or something like that, and I see what's out there, and it looks like, how do I want to describe it? It looks like just the map maker almost gave up at that point, or just didn't really quote unquote care, because I can't think of a better way to put it. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm being mean to the map makers. As I always say, whenever I say anything negative about a map maker, I tend to like always try and couch it with it's you know, me trying to have constructive criticism, or trying to, you know, not downplay what they do, because what they do is an amazing thing for us players. You know, being able to have so many options and so many things that, you know, it almost feels ungrateful to kind of say a negative thing about a map, or you know, about the product that the map maker put out, kind of thing. Um, but that being said, you know, you always want to try and give them, you know, feedback, and give it, you know, honestly and truthfully, and just like that with anything in life, really. You want to be honest and truthful with people, you know, and you don't tell people things that, you know, are intending to be hurtful, but, you know, sorry, I'm kind of trailing off. But this map in particular, the periphery is just stunning, and it really looks like it belongs. Um, so yeah, it's just one of those that I've always really uh, liked this map. But then I started doing the Let's Play on it, and that's when I truly, truly fell in love with it. You know, go. So should be able to finish one more or finish this particular headland, and then I'll set the worker off. And then what I'll do is I'll run back to the farm. I'll pick up the big tractor, the big Steiger, as I always refer to it as, and go ahead and get the windrower, the baler, bring that out here and get it staged ready to go. And quite likely by the time, by the time that I get here with that set of equipment, it should be pretty close to done. I'll be able to stagger this off to the big field where that one will be, you know, that'll be a little bit bigger of a project, but it'll be worth it in the end. So for everyone out there still listening, just curious, are there any sort of mods that you in particular really like, or things that kind of really stand out for you? Um, like I said, I'm rather curious as to, for everyone that's out there, if they have like a favorite or something that they have as like a very, like, it's always on every single one of your kind of gameplays. Steiger. Thank you, Dust Bunny. I can count on you for a good laugh. Thank you. It you know I don't know if I've gone into detail as to why I say it that way, but in my head I always think of, whenever I hear that name, I just think of an old like 80s or 90s commercial, and the deep voice kind of guy just talking about the the car or whatever. You'd always hear it with like car commercials, at least from what I can remember, and it was always the guy with the real deep throaty voice, and all of a sudden they're like the Volvo XJS, made by uh, airplane designed, or whatever the old commercial was. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I mean, it was more than just Volvo. It's like it was almost every single commercial from back in that time period was practically that same guy, or at minimum that same type of voice, and they would just say it with like that kind of grunt in the name. The Ford Mustang. So I don't know why, but that's what I always think about whenever I hear the Case Steiger. It's just that kind of commercial just plays into my brain and is like, yeah, okay. All right, so while that's working, let's go ahead and fire the Steiger up. First thing we need to pick up is that windrower. So come on, who wants to be the first one to tell me what their absolute cannot live without mod is? You should call this a wiggle bottom farm. You know what? I almost feel like in order to do that, though, I would have to get rid of my little tractor and have nothing but the wiggle bottom tractors. So I tell you what, I'll start. One of my absolute favorite mods is actually the one I'm towing here. This windrower is probably one of my favorites because of where it puts the discharge of the windrow itself, and it allows you to actually tow along your baler at the same time, so it saves you that extra step. So grass care isn't that long of a process, depending on the size of the field, of course. And you can have certain items out there that... Oh no, the little one stays. Oh, sorry. It took me a second to realize what you're referring to. Yes, the little one stays. That thing has bailed me out of so many different things. So much. You know, I tend to do my bloopers and stuff, and I'll leave them as shorts on the channel. And yeah, you saw the one here recently where I used it as a battering ram to upright my truck. but uh, but no, like I was saying, this windrower, it really doesn't matter what baler you have on the back end of it. It discharges the product so close to the baler that it saves you from having to make multiple passes. And as long as you're not turning hard down on any direction, then pretty much any baler is going to cope with the amount of product that it's bringing in. And not only can this tow, but it's also adjustable in size. So you can have this out to like 20 meters or something like that. It's a ridiculously large amount of area that it can cover. So yeah, this is probably one of my favorite mods, is this particular windrower. And it's one of those that when I start a new Let's Play, I'm really gonna miss it, simply because I try to not use the same set of equipment over and over and over again, just so I can kind of keep it new and fresh, and it's not, it doesn't get boring and repetitive. And the unfortunate reality of a game like this is that it can get very repetitive. Very, very quickly, as a matter of fact. Now, there are a lot of things that can break it up, but you're essentially doing a lot of the same over and over. But one thing that kind of helps break up that sameness is trying new equipment, and oftentimes, because I am trying new equipment, as we've seen before, I'll try something new and it completely doesn't work for the purpose I was trying to use it for. So it's one of those that it can create, quote unquote drama on the series, but it's also creates a learning experience too, which is really nice. Let's see, so we've got a fair bit to go out here. See, I'm going to go back to the farm just real quick and just take kind of a personal stock of what if anything is ooh. Okay, so that's something I got to look into. I think once that fourth pallet fills up, there's no more room for eggs, so I'm going to have to take those down. So, ooh, and the chickens are almost empty. Well, I'm glad I did this. Let's go ahead and top them off. Oh yeah, it's absolutely allowed, from gameplay to gameplay. But it's one of those, like I said, it also creates those kind of challenges every once in a while that, oh, back up a little more. There we go. That how do I say it? It basically offers the opportunity to be able to potentially find those mods that you didn't know were really, really good. So I don't know why I just filled this up a little way. So it creates that kind of opportunity to be able to potentially find something that's potentially awesome, that could take the place of ones that you thought were, there it goes, were your favorite kind of thing. That, and for the Let's Plays, I also try and create like scenarios and challenges. So like at the beginning of this Let's Play, all I had was the truck and the property, that's it. And I had to build up everything from there. In the previous Let's Play, one thing that I said is I would not use the CSZ pack, and specifically the mod that I have on the front of my tractor over there, the front end bag handler. I specifically said that I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use like the old school uh, pallet forks and grabs and all those things. So it's just one of those that it will create a kind of unique experience on each and every map kind of thing. Oh dear. Somebody needs to take my license away, apparently. Alright, so I think I need some alfalfa for my sheep. Let's go and confirm. So I think that bale was completely empty. Open the door. Ooh, hello. When did these show up? Oh, looks like the mower's done. And yes, the bale is gone and it's working on product in there. So let's close this. Open this. Alright, you know what? While those are open, let's go ahead and... Oh. Well, Mr. Worker, I don't appreciate you lying to me. That's not very nice. There we go. Let's try that again. And now the trigger, I believe, is... Hey, I found it. Alfalfa. Square bale. Yeah, let's do this. Or I didn't mean to do 3. Shoot. Let's see. I guess I can knock one over and put the other 2 back in. And just like that. Perfect. Alright, so let's go ahead and load up the sheep. This should keep them fed for a few months at least. And just out of curiosity, I haven't checked this in a while, but how many sheep do I have? Let's see. Put that there. Oh yeah, perfect. Alright, 24 sheep. Okay. That's not too bad. Let's see. Okay, so these ones were just born not too long ago, 3 months ago. And these ones are getting ready to reproduce too. So, very nice. Cool. Back that out there. So, I'm going to let you all in on a little secret. I kind of feel a little silly. So, the manure that spawns here in the barn, I think I realized something the other day. Well, so I've been loading it up with the manure fork that I've been bringing over here. And I don't know why I didn't think about this until just the other day, but if I open up the pause menu, I'm pretty sure I can just back the truck in here and load it in without using that manure fork. So I'm going to try that real quick, because if this works like any normal manure heap, then I'm going to feel a little silly. The truck's over there. Because I could have just come here with the truck, loaded into the truck, and... So, yeah, that I think is a thing, and needless to say... Alright, you know what? I'm going to say it, because, you know, it's time for a dad joke, and I'm going to apologize in advance. But if this ends up working, I'm going to feel a little sheepish. You're welcome. Oh, wait, maybe not. Will it not load? Oh, hey, cool. So I don't have to feel bad. So typically when you get this icon, you can load into a trailer. But I'm not seeing... It's saying start... Yeah, it's not saying start filling. Like, at all. Maybe... Okay, you know what? Just for thoroughness, I'm going to grab the other trailer just to make sure. Just to be 100% certain that it's not just this truck or this particular trailer. Okay, pull in here. Watch out, Mr. Cow. No? Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. That... I feel better. I don't feel like I was so incredibly unobservant that I made the job a million times more difficult for no reason. So that is okay. Alright, let's go ahead and pack this back up. We will get the mower down to the next field. Oh, you know what? The whole point of me doing all that was to check and make sure the cows were okay. Yes, this is true. Mr. Cow is not true. Miss Cow. Ah. Can you tell just how flustered I just got because of potentially finding out that I've missed out on a far easier process? I don't remember how exactly I discovered that I may have missed out on that process, but I discovered that just the other day and was like probably one of the hardest face palms that I've done in quite some time. Just rested my head in my hands, was like, oh, really? Did I just do that? All right, food, 63,000 liters, not bad. I've got a really good amount of milk, 20,000 liters of milk and 40,000 liters of slurry, plus all the manure that's over there. So I've got some good product here. I need to consider starting to do something with this milk and really with this slurry too. I might have an idea, but that'll probably get saved for an episode. I need to turn those markers back off. There we go. Now... Alright, well, at least the worker didn't lie to me this time. So I don't think that's the milk fill icon. The reason I say that is because the milk containers are on the other side of the barn, and typically, I now I'm actually kind of, oops. Now I'm kind of questioning it, but I think there's a trigger on that side of the barn for the milk itself. So now you have me questioning myself and whether or not that's accurate or not. Well, I will double check here in just a little bit. Ooh. So now we'll take this down to the big field. We'll do probably 2 headlands there, like normal, and then turn the worker loose. So I have a feeling that after this contract is done, this is going to be a massive amount of money. Because this is going to be, let me think. If I remember correctly, I think it was before I had my current baler, and the current baler has a silage additive that will give you that 5% yield bonus for using the silage additive. I think before I had that, using this size bales, I had like almost 2 trailerfuls worth of leftovers. And each full trailer, I think, is roughly about 40 to 50 grand, somewhere in that ballpark. So this field alone might catch me an extra, I'm thinking 60 to 80 grand. I think. Now that just doesn't sound right for some reason. I don't know. Now Dust Bunny's got me all self-conscious and thinking that I'm just that unobservant. I'm just kidding. There we go. See, I almost wonder if the next big purchase I should get would be a bigger mower. Although I do like this mower, so because you know what? No, I think I'm going to keep this mower just because it gives me the ability to not only make a swath cut, but it also gives me the ability to do a hay and swath cut. So, that's the one thing I wish about this particular mower, is that it was just a little bit bigger and, you know, could take bigger passes. That's if I had one thing to say about this mower. But it's all good. Just means we get to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Holy smokes, I just looked at the clock. It's almost midnight. No, it is midnight. Holy. The time has flown. Yeah, you figure that puts us at what? 2.5 hours? Because it started at 9:30? Wow, that's... Where did the time go? Wait a minute, it does have a... Hold on, newsflash. Mowers. Wait, are we talking about these here, Dust Bunny? The because I thought these were for well, no, that would be for this. That'd be for the swath ready maps. Okay, well, how much was that? Oh, 25 grand? Oh, but you know what? That might not be a good thing for this map. Because of how much the fields, in particular the grass fields, undulate, I wonder if that's going to get me hung up. You know, I could lease it and then see. see what kind of results it gives me. I don't know, what do you all think? Should I go ahead and just lease it out and see what kind of luck it brings me? Here, you know what? I guess it's one of those curiosity killed the cat. Because now I've used the bigger mower header and connected it back with the rower. I made the hay that way. Okay. That's actually not a bad call. Yeah, so Dust Bunny points out that I've used the bigger mower head and connected it to the back of the Elho windrower by Hoffy and made it that way. Made the hay that way. That, you know what? Now see, Dust Bunny, now you're showing me things. Now I'm really wanting to see how this this works out, because this might be a game changer. Because going from, what was that, 5 meters to 9 meters, it doesn't sound like a big difference, but I mean, it chews through the landscape pretty fast before you turn it on. Okay. Now, ooh, you know what? That just occurred to me. If it's 9 meters wide, then how do you carry it down the road? Having a 9 meter wide, does it fit on a header trailer? I don't think this would be tall enough for a header trailer, would it? Oh, wait. Unless you don't want to use the header trailer. Ooh. I don't know how well this is going to work going through town. Well, you know what? I'm going to give it a try, and worst case scenario, I fail miserably and it's just a lease. And $25,000, that's going to be, you know, not that expensive. You have to load the swather with everything connected on it sideways. Sorry, I'm trying to... You have to load the swather with everything connected on it sideways, and makes it really wide. Okay. Alright, so let's give this a try. Oh, mowers, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so I've got to go with case. Alright, yeah. For let's give it a try for $1,275, I can live with that. Oof. Well, turn on mower. That's real. Oh, this has various swath dropping too. Oh, that's pretty neat. Oh. You know what? There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. Oh, wait. Wait, I might have an idea. No, not load loader. Header trailers. What about this one? This might work. I don't think I'll be able to connect it to this. But... because I don't think this has a rear hitch. But I can grab the pickup truck. I don't think I'll be able to load it directly onto it because I don't think I'm tall enough. Oh, wait. Well, that's nice. Okay. So about right. Now again, I don't think I have a rear hitch on this, but... oh, I do have a hitch. Oh, well, shoot. So the whole reason I picked this trailer is... oh, that... no. Bad ideas. I did a bad thing. Well... you connect the windrower. You connect the windrower to the back of the mower? Alright, whoa, no, stop it. Maybe I'm misunderstanding? Something like this? I don't know. I'm sorry, Dust Bunny. It's me. Let's see. You connect the windrower to the back of this mower. Oh, I got you. Okay. So here, I'll put this back on and there. So, kind of do something like this for right now. Alright, so let's go ahead and jet back over that field and let's see if this header is going to give me any problems. I mean, so far so good. I'm just kind of nervous that the header is not actually like strapped down or locked down to the trailer like a normal header would. Especially because when I did the rotation on this particular trailer, because this trailer has a rotate mechanism on it to where what it's supposed to do is swivel out 90 degrees and then kind of tilt down, and it's meant for the really small headers, like for the Rosselmash and the well, not the Deutzfahr, but specifically for the Rosselmash. But I'm afraid that if I were to like bump this header or do something along those lines, it would just flop right off. And I think the only reason it's staying on here right now is I'm going 19 miles an hour. But if I bumped into some traffic or, you know, hit one of the curbs there in town, then all of a sudden just boop, it would be gone. That's kind of my guess. The only other issue that I can see with this is I'm going to have to get into the field first, then disconnect, and then start mowing. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Okay. So something like this, disconnect. Okay. Oh, look at that. Ooh, I like it. So that gives me almost double the width. But like you said, it only works for grass. But if I connect the elbow to the back of it, I get the same result. Oh, Dust Bunny, this is genius. Absolute genius. I love this. And as long as this doesn't get hung up on kind of the undulations of the... As long as this doesn't get hung up on the undulations of the field, this might become a new staple on the farm. Now where I'm really going to see how well it performs is over in that corner over there with all the hills. Wow, this is nice. And I like that it does the swath dropping. So if you... Ooh, that's actually a good point. So right now I'm doing the center swath, but I might change it to a left or right swath drop once I set the worker off. And the reason I might do that is because then what it'll do is it'll double up the swath on one side of the tractor versus the other. So then it will just mean less, well, hopefully less passes when I go to collect it with the baler. Yeah, that's a good point. I could try and go at it from a different angle. Oh man, so this, I'm really excited about this. Like that worked out very nicely. Now, the only concern I would have with connecting the baler to this is, would it have enough power to power both the header and the baler itself? That'd be something I'd definitely want to test out. But hey, look at this. So far this isn't bad. Looney Farming Guy. No, or is that Looney Farm or Looney Farming Guy? Sorry, there's a little heart over the chat box down at the bottom right, so I can't read the full name, but I think that says Looney Farm Guy. But regardless, no, I've not heard of them. Looney Farm Guy. Okay. Oh, wait. I wanted to try this. So, swath, left swath. Set the worker off. So now what should happen is I go in this direction. The worker then turns around and puts the swath over top of each other. And gives me double the swath. We shall see. He's on PS5 and does individual mod reviews on each mod for all platforms. There's a couple really good videos on this. Ooh, okay. You know what? Let me write that down because I wanna check that out. Let's see. Looney Farm Guy. Yeah, you can go ahead and post a link. Oh, hey, whoa, why? Oh, that didn't quite work out the way I hoped. There we go. So yeah, you can see how the swath kind of doubles up there now that it's actually, cutting where I was hoping it would cut. Awesome, yeah, I'll go ahead and check that out, and that definitely has my interest. Oh, I honestly, I don't know. Looks like we're okay so far. Nothing's yelling at me saying, there's a link in the chat. Here's hoping, at least. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Alright, well now that... oh, you know what? We'll wait until they get to the other end, and then I'll just go ahead and switch it to center drop, because I don't want them to keep... well, let's see what he does. We'll give them one more chance. You know what? No, because I'm going to go off and do the baling on the other... there we go. Okay. Who's running here? Oh, I left the tractor on. No, wasting gas. There's a separate search box after you get to his YouTube. It's located at the bottom right side. If you type in swather... oh! Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out. Okay. That's awesome, because I always like to watch mod reviews and whatnot to see if it's something that I'm potentially going to want to download and whatnot. And here lately, I tend to watch, you know, when I get the chance, obviously, but I tend to watch Mr. Sealy P and his mod reviews. But it seems like here lately he's kind of been in and out on mods. Like they come out like days later or sometimes not at all. And I know he was at what was it, FarmCon here recently, so I'm sure his recording schedule is all messed up. Yeah, but he tends to go into like the deeper analysis. But no, I definitely want to check this guy out, and especially if you have the ability to like search each individual mod. That sounds actually really cool. He lives in Canada and is super nice and will answer any question you have. Just post a comment on the mod review. Oh, okay. Oh, no, no, no. It's the only problem about having all these fences and stuff, especially when you got this swather in the back, this windrower. So easy to get hung up on the fences. But it's okay, we'll make it. We can do this. Oh, without a doubt, I will absolutely shout you out. That's it's invaluable the amount of not necessarily amount, but it's invaluable to know that these people exist out there and that they're putting out the information, and especially being able to, like you said, having the feature of being able to search by mod. That's a huge one, especially for somebody like me who um, you know consistently tries to use something new with each of these Let's Plays. That's going to be a potential game changer for me. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. Oh, oh, oh. Buildings. There's other YouTubers out there like I think it's Farmer Cop and well, at least Farmer Cop I'm aware does this, but he has that whole crash counter, crash counter +1 kind of thing. Almost need to do something like that here. Let's see. I really like his mod reviews because if something's broken or not working properly, he says so in the vid. So you don't have to waste time using it until it's fixed. Now, see, that's awesome. So that must mean like they do like really in-depth testing and in order to be able to find all those. Like that's actually really cool. Now you got me really excited to go check it out and see what they're all about. Alright, so not too many more passes left on this field. Yeah, I tell you what, I really do love this kind of bale and windrower combination. This this just makes it so much easier, especially when you're on a very grass heavy map like this one. Like, I don't know if you all saw, well, you did, but more like took took notice of just how many contracts there are for grass at the moment. It's actually gets a little overwhelming, the number of grass contracts that are here. Um, like I could literally just do grass contracts and be, set with stuff. I would probably drive myself insane doing that much grass work, but could be done. Oh yeah, like I said, Dust Bunny, I'm definitely looking forward to checking it out because there's like I said, I'll typically watch like Mr. Sealy P because he tends to do a lot of the kind of in depth, kind of review, showing how it functions, what it does, um, and kind of a cursory test of each of the equipments that he does the mod review. But I don't know. It just seems like here lately, um, they just haven't been as consistent um, as they normally would be. So it's always good to have like a backup just in case. And if it's as in depth as you say, and the searchability, that's, yeah, like I said, that's a whole game changer right there. Because there's several mods that I would love to use, or at least love to do a bit of research on, but just either haven't had the time. But with a search function like that would make it so much easier to be able to get the information necessary to hone in on those few that have piqued my interest, but really just haven't had the time or the ability to really kind of dig into them. Now, out of curiosity, do they do all mods, or are they doing just like uh, mods like the equipment, or do they do like the production chains and things like that as well? Okay, well, we have got one field completed with the wrapping. Just have to deliver everything. Let's see, turn this off and turn that off. Fold this away. And I tell you what, everyone, I greatly, greatly appreciate you all joining up and, you know, going through this. Oh, wow, I just completely. This. Wow, I am completely blanking. Can't you tell it's getting late here? Um, I appreciate you joining me. I really do appreciate. I appreciate all the comments, the feedback, the just everything in general. Thank you all so much. But I think at this point it'd be a good time to go ahead and end this particular live view, and we'll be able to probably have a number, well, a part two to this, most likely tomorrow. Um, Yeah, and we'll most likely will be able to finish up all the contract work here. We'll be able to go ahead and, hopefully with the bales that we get in excess here, we'll be able to do something really cool on the next edited video number 19. But yeah, I think that's where we're gonna go ahead and leave this live stream. That's the word I was looking for, is live stream. Words are hard, but words are hard when you're tired as well. They're even harder. But I want to thank you again so much for joining me. And I hope that every single person that joined, and I hope everyone that's still here, has a fantastic night. Y'all take care and have a great night.